we're very excited to be our first home game of this campaign, to be playing in West Wales. I like that we get around the country and that I'm able to showcase this amazing group of women across the country. They represent every corner of it. I think I've been open that the last game, the performance was not bad at all, getting a point away against a team ranked above us, but equally I think we've got a level of play that I expect, and so I was a bit frustrated, and we get another opportunity to fix that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Tuesday. You expressed some disappointment about the performance, but I guess you've reviewed it now. I'm sure you've reviewed it, watched it back.
Yeah.
How did you feel about it after the dust settled?
Yeah, well, always when you comment on a match right after the match, there's an emotional piece to it. But I agreed with my initial assessment that we're a team that is going to be constantly chasing improvements. And in that game, we did a lot well, and it was the details that let us down. So a pass that didn't quite make it to feet, or the idea was right, but we didn't quite execute it. And that's an area where I do not want to be lax in my standards for the team. And they know that, and they've responded very well. And
set pieces, I mean, they're the talk of football at the moment, aren't they? And they were key the other night, weren't they?
They were, and it was disappointing. And I think we've put a lot of attention on that. And when you still let in two, you should be upset and you should be disappointed. And we know how many goals are scored on set pieces of different variations, for and against, and we've got to be better. A lot of teams put a ton of attention on it. So we're aware that was not a strong point in the game, and we've gone towards that.
Despite those frustrations you talk about, ultimately a point in the Czech Republic is a pretty decent start to the group, isn't it?
Absolutely. We prepare for every scenario when we're away, and that was definitely something we talked about, a point away against a team ranked above us. Absolutely, we take it. I think for me, I've coached the team now for over 2 years, and I think back to moments in maybe the Nations League B campaign or another where we just haven't finished on the high we want to, and the fact the team continued to chase that opportunity says a lot about them. But also I'd like to publicly just highlight the finishers, the players who don't start. I think everyone puts a lot of attention on who starts. That's historical. The players that come on finish the game, and they did exactly what I've asked of them, is to show up and deliver and to change the game for us, and they won us the game.
How do you assess your next opponents, Montenegro?
I think they had a close game the other night. I think they're battling. I think this is a team that has a pretty consistent starting 11 that is filled with pride, and they attack a ball. They are dangerous, especially on set pieces. And I hope and I think the team is ready for a real battle, that we're definitely not looking past them at all.
I've heard people saying, Wales should win this one comfortably. Do you have to guard against complacency at all going into a game like this?
We don't inside our camp, that's clear. But outside, I think that's what world rankings are for, is people use them as some sort of gauge and measure. Every game is 90 minutes, and that's where you get upsets, and that's where you get a team that doesn't show up and a team that has luck or whatever it is. We've got 90 minutes to show our fans a new performance and hopefully an improved one from the other night.
Elise Hughes, your goal scorer the other night, said to us afterwards that there's no reason we can't try to win the 5 games that remain in the group, at least try to go and get 5 wins. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, of course. Yes, that's what we set out in every game. And Elise coming in, this is where we're at now with Wales, that a player of Elise Hughes' caliber is coming into a game. And you saw her skill sets, not just her. Carrie Jones came in, made a big impact. I'm going to miss players, but everyone who came in delivered the job. And here we go. I think the last 3 games against ranked opponents ahead of us, we haven't lost. So let's go for it.
Can you give us any team news going into the weekend? Anyone not available that you had the other day?
Nope, team's fit and ready, and excited for the opportunity.
The media were watching training this morning. Looked like Olivia Clark might have picked up a problem.
Yeah, she did pick up a knock, and so that's being assessed. But at this point, the team is ready to go. And until I hear anything different, that's where we're at.
But from what you said to us the other week, there's a decent chance that Safia Middleton-Patel was in your thinking for this game anyway?
Yeah, Saf will start for us.
Okay. And Rachel Rowe, was she okay the other night? Did she get a knock in
Nope, she
Czech
didn't.
Republic?
Nope, I just brought on fresh legs.
Okay. And do you, I don't know, do you look at it at all and think, well, I might make a couple of changes for this game anyway, given that we're playing a team that's not quite as strong, or do you not feel you're in that position?
I don't make changes for those reasons ever, but I always make changes.
Thanks, Rhian.
Historically.
Sorry, do you want me to do English? Crack on with Angharad.
Hi.
Afternoon.
Hi.
Can I, first of all, just how did you feel the Czech Republic game went? How do you reflect on it?
Yeah, we reflected as a group and obviously are extremely disappointed with the overall performance. I think upon reflection, there was a lot of areas that we could have improved. Like Rhian said, it was the final pass, the final decision in those key moments that let us down. And we've reflected, we've regrouped, and we're ready to go again tomorrow.
Does it say something about where this team is now that you use the words there, extremely disappointed, and you've gone and got a 2-2 draw in the, what on paper looks the toughest game in the group?
Yeah, our disappointment is more with the performance than the result. I think going away from home against a team that's ranked above us, a good, well-organised Czechia that we struggled to break down, and they're very good at what they do. So to come away with a point, it didn't feel great on the night, but upon reflection, it stands us in good stead for the remainder of the group, and we'll look to kick on now tomorrow against Montenegro and hopefully get the 3 points.
Yeah, and you must be able to take some satisfaction from the fact that you stayed in the game and obviously got that late goal. It almost feels like a winner when you score that late, doesn't it?
Yeah, and as Rhian mentioned, I think the main reflection was the finishers and how well they did when they came into the game. We are a squad now, and it's not just an 11. So we have a squad that's ready to go, that everyone is fighting for their positions. And Elise and other players who came into the game changed the game for us. And, I'm so happy personally for Elise. She works really hard every day on the training field, and to get that moment for her gives her all the confidence, hopefully, that she needs going into tomorrow.
Yeah, would you agree with her that the target now is 5 wins from here on in?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, again, that says something about the confidence and belief you have within the squad, doesn't it?
Yeah, the confidence, the belief, it's always been there. I think within this group, I have every confidence in this group that we can go out and perform and win every game. And we had a tough year last year with the teams that we played against, but we've come out stronger. We learnt a lot in that time, and now we're ready for Group B, and they pose different challenges to us each game, and we know that tomorrow night isn't going to be easy. They're a well-organised team that are dangerous on set pieces, so we have to be ready for that, and we've done a lot of work both in the classroom and on the field.
And on a personal note, I asked about how you were feeling fitness-wise before Czech Republic. How did you feel it went? How are you feeling now?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel ready for my role tomorrow, and yeah, it was the first game in a while for me, and I wasn't overall happy with my individual performance, and I'll look to grow and keep moving forward from that.
And as players, do you like playing in Llanelli?
Yeah, I love playing in Llanelli. It's West Wales, and it's where I grew up. And as Rhian mentioned, it's nice to move around Wales and to get every different fan base and try and inspire more young girls and boys to play football and to come and watch the women's team. And I'm really looking forward to playing in front of, I think, 4,000 that have tickets that have been sold. So it'd be really nice to come home and play in front of our fans.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Could I ask a couple to Rhian? Is that okay? Rhian, nice to see you. It's been a while. What did you learn about your team against Czechia, considering first game of the campaign? It feels like a fresh start, a new chapter. So just keen to hear what you learned about your players.
Yeah, well, I learned a lot as well because it was this is our first 12-day camp. So we have tried a few different things. What's this going to look like? What's best for the team? I think what I'm learning more and more is the depth of our squad, which makes me really happy and excited. I like that my players are so freely and so confidently saying what our ambitions are and not being frightened to do that. I've learned that we're now a team that's learning how to close out games, whatever that looks like, and how important our finishers are in that moment. So the confidence has to be felt around the larger group because we have to have 11 ready to start a game, but equally anyone can be called upon at any moment to deliver something, whether it's to keep our win, to find a way to win, or to, they're all different roles from that, come back from a deficit. So learning more and more about that as they are with me and getting more comfortable and having hard conversations and not being scared to do that because we are a type of family. We spend a lot of time together and we've got to be holding ourselves to standard and myself included in all aspects of that. Otherwise, I don't think we're representing the badge properly.
Yeah, going into a new campaign and just hearing words like ambition, confidence, those are words that perhaps haven't always been there when it comes to this team. So when you reflect on, day one, when you walked into this place to now, have you sensed that shift, again, going into a new campaign and just that that things have leveled up perhaps on a mental level for this team?
It was hard for me to comment on the team before I arrived, but what I can say is I think they've always had this. Maybe they're more willing to share it openly. But this is a confident group of women who know how good they are and have had to prove themselves over and over again in a lot of environments that they're in. That is the fate of a lot of people from smaller nations. So I think that they are a confident group. I think they know how good they can be, and they've proven that. And so it's what I'm excited about is that we're all chasing the same goal. Even our hard conversations are coming from the same place, that we want more for this group, for this team, for me, from the individuals. And that is such a wonderful baseline. We're all clear that we're on a journey to improve and to get better and to challenge top nations and to be probably more consistent in delivering to that standard. And that's not going to happen overnight. So we're all in it together.
Just to touch on what you mentioned about the depth of the squad, how valuable is that to you as a head coach, that you've got players that, like you said, you can call at them at any moment and they'll be ready to go?
You have to have that. And I would also say that our under-19s, they play at the same time as us. So the squad's also aware that we've got young players pushing that are knocking on the door every day. Maric is with us now. That's something she's earned. Gwen Zimmerman is also with us. But equally, we have quite a few under-19s who are performing against, the U.S. and Portugal and Czechia away as well. So I think this is what we need to have a healthy, strong environment, is to make sure that there's a healthy pathway that's right up there behind you and pushing you to be better every day. So I think we're in a much healthier place now than maybe we were 2 years ago, in that I think we're seeing more movement across the whole pathway. So that's our youth teams into the 17s and 19s to the senior. And when you see players moving across that, I think you've got a healthy system that's working.